sport that I think is a close second to college football is golf. Probably because of the Robert Trent Jones. I think we, of course, have a bunch of great courses throughout the state. We have some amazing courses here in Birmingham. And big events like the Regions Tradition have, I think, continued to open people's eyes to the quality of golf that we have in this area of the country. And also, too, knowing that we're going to bring in a captivated audience across the country, and people are going to recognize just how great Birmingham is too. Like, I don't think many people, I'm from California, I grew up in Dallas. Like, I have no allegiances to Birmingham whatsoever, other than the fact that we just love it here. And I hope more and more people continue to recognize that the city is growing, and it's great situations like the Regions Tradition and the U.S. Women's Open last year down at Shoal Creek that have continued to open people's eyes about the progress that we're making as a community, and it's great events like this that allow that progress to continue. Yeah, I think for the national championship and the Heisman Trophy, I'll just go under the same umbrella if that works. Obviously, Alabama and Clemson are going to be 1A, 1B for the national championship. For the Heisman, it's going to be Trevor Lawrence, the quarterback of Clemson, Tua Tagovailoa, the quarterback of Alabama, 1A, 1B yet again. So why don't we just add, the quarterback of Georgia and Jake Fromm? Because I don't know if he'll ever have the numbers or the stats to back it up, but the guy just makes everyone around him better. And at some point, that needs to be commended. I think people recognize that he's a great player, but I'm not sure he gets the respect that he probably deserves with how he has kind of transformed Georgia's program as a whole, because now they would be the dark horse team for me that I don't think is getting enough love for the national championship. If it's 1A, 1B with those two teams in Alabama and Clemson, how can you not include Georgia? They were so close the last 2 years to beating Alabama, and Alabama's proven to be, the program in college football. Where you wouldn't think the passion would be anywhere near as high would be on the West Coast in the Pac-12. So I'll actually give you two out of there. I'll give you Utah and I'll give you Washington State. We were fortunate enough to call a game at Washington State last year, and it was a night game. It was the Pac-12 After Dark game on ESPN, and it took me about 15 hours to get there from Birmingham because there's not a Pullman to Birmingham direct flight. I have to go Atlanta to Seattle to Spokane and drive 2 hours. But when you get there, it's worth it. It was a wild atmosphere. They played Cal. It had a little bit of snow coming down. It was windy, it was cold, it was nasty, but the fans were into it. They were jumping all over the place. So it's small and it's quaint. It's only about 40,000 fans, but man, it rocks for a place that's a little off the radar.